Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrander, and we have a very interesting little quest to go on today in Genshin Impact. The beginning of We Will Be Reunited. Quite the promising title, don't you say? Especially after last time, when we went with Daneslave and had a inkling of Lumine being present. Quite the interesting possibility now, isn't it? Let's see. Now, one thing I will do right before we get started with that, though. I think I'm actually going to use a 10 pull on this banner. Possibly 2, since I have the 21 total intertwined fates. And I'm hoping to get a copy of Bennett. So, let's see how our luck holds. I'm probably gonna get Xinyan on this, aren't I? Well, let's find out. Nope. I was half expecting a 5-star. Yep.
Xinyan's the name and rock and roll's the game! And I'm the only one who plays it in Liyue Harbor. Been thinking about staging concerts elsewhere lately, but... well, word is that you've been all over the place, traveler. So, what say you sign me up for your world tour? Anywhere's good.
On the one hand, I did call it, didn't I? On the other, it was literally the first wish. Meaning that with that, I had 21 total intertwined fates, so one more wish is gonna get me another 4-star. Mixed feeling on that. Who knows, maybe I'll get another 4-star before this is over. Oh, cut.
Hello, I'm Kachina, a member of the Children of Echoes. I adore green fruits and would love to become more strong, even though I'm still not much of a fighter. I should probably save all that for later, right? Then, are you hoping to go somewhere? I'm pretty familiar with these parts, so I can show you the way.
Well. 2 4-stars and 1 10 pull. Not bad so far. Can we get a Bennett too? Oh, 3! The rust bow. Unfortunately, I don't think that's actually good for us. I'm gonna have to check on that in a minute. Okay, so that was surprising. Yeah, that's what I thought. Increases normal attack by 40%, but decreases charge attack by 10. Which is useless for Tighnari. Because Tighnari is all about his charge shots. Oh well. So we have Kachina now. And a copy of Xinyan, too. Well. I'll go for another 10 bull, why not? Let's see if my luck holds. No 5-star, oh well. Three, 4. Worst comes to worst, I do at least get some refinements for some weapons. Xinyan again. Oh.
I am Ningguang, Tianxin of Qixing. You wish to trade? You be my personal bodyguard, and I will show you how to get ahead in Liyue.
Okay then. This has been interesting, to put it mildly. Didn't get Bennett, but... again, 2 4-stars in 1 10-pull. And an off-banner 4-star at that. Well, I'm afraid that's going to be the end. Well, the end of this wishing anyway, because I know for a fact the next 4-star is going to be a weapon again. And... I wonder... On the one hand, it would be kinda nice to get Kazuha. I think I might even have enough in the way of wishes to get him. Or at least, get a 5-star. Let's see... I can get a couple more wishes here. No, I think I'm going to hold off. Or should I? Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that for now. Got more than I expected I would, but 2 Shinyans. And I didn't even want 1. Ugh. Ah, hello, Ganyu.
Oh, yes! Yes! They have the audacity to go after anything! The 7 dragons, gods. No ancient artifact that relates can escape their greedy ambitions. Still, this time is different. Who do they think they are, going after the Abyss Order's treasures? Oh, Traveler, it's you.
Huh? Ganyu, what are you doing here with Lan? Do you have a commission you need to post?
Hello. We were just discussing the treasure hoarders.
Yes. We were just saying how even the audacious treasure hoarders should know better than to mess with the Abyss. It's just too evil.
But we recently received intel from the Ministry of Civil Affairs that 2 big-time treasure hoarders in Liyue and Mondstadt are planning some big joint operation.
2 big-time treasure hoarders?
Yes. They're known as Big Sis of the South and Raptor of the North.
Oh, Raptor! Paimon remembers he tried to run away from Amber and Mondstadt. But who is Big Sis of the South?
Is she the boss the treasure hoarders refer to?
You already know something then. I guess you must have crossed paths with the treasure hoarders many times before. You are correct. She's the head of the treasure hoarders in Liyue. As I understand it, the treasure hoarders all call her boss. Some say that the god of thieves even bestowed a gift upon her for her exploits, making her Big Sis of the gods. But that's probably just a wild rumor.
Anyway, the treasure hoarders discovered some previously unexplored ruins that the Abyss Order has been secretly guarding in the shadows. Despite how dangerous that makes it, all the treasure hoarders can think about is what kinds of treasure could be inside. They have already devised a plan. They will send out a decoy to divert the Abyss Order's forces away from the ruins, then send an expert thief inside to steal the treasure.
To this end, Big Sis and Raptor have reportedly recruited a certain Grand Thief from Fontaine.
Grand Thief? That's quite an impressive sounding title.
A renegade from the fortress of Meropide, perhaps?
Oh, indeed. He is an extraordinary individual. The Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders, in the same way that we adventurers look up to great adventurers.
Just like the famous adventurer Alice, the mother of Klee.
Ah, so you're familiar with the author of the Tevat travel guide then? Correct. The Grand Thief is someone as renowned as her. So, despite being relative big-timers in Liyue and Mondstadt, Big Sis and Raptor had to put in a lot of work to convince a thief of his status to come and personally oversee this operation.
With the major changes in Liyue recently, the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the Millelith already have their hands full. They don't have any time to investigate rumors about treasure hoarder activity. But anything related to the Abyss makes me feel like there is some unknown danger lurking beneath the surface. So I decided to come to the Adventurers Guild to post a commission.
Well, since I happen to be here, why don't I take this off your hands?
Leave this commission to us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good to see this in the hands of a reliable guild member. Well then, good luck. The guild will take care of the details of this commission.
Very well then. And now, I suppose we're off to the ruins. Quite a long way off, it seems. And it looks like I don't have any of the fast travel points right next to it, so we'll have to go to Mount Outsong first. Now that I'm up high, I find myself tempted. We didn't get Bennett. I was hoping to get him. And for this account, which is going to be centered on, well, getting to Natlon, it might be interesting to actually have Mualani. And thinking on it, Mualani and Bennett might not be too bad a combo. So, you know what? I'm just going all in. I don't have a good main DPS. Tainari is decent, but admittedly, a permanent banner 5-star. Let's see, so let's try and get Bennett, and if I get Mualani along the way, well, so be it. But we'll stop at our first copy of Bennett. We'll use up the 4 wishes we have here. I'm expecting to get a weapon. And of the list, I'm not actually sure what I would prefer to get for that. And one more for the single pulls. Yeah, didn't think so. So, now let's start doing 10 pulls. Let's see if we can get Bennett. This will probably be the weapon. Nothing but weapons and all like— oh!
This is your team? Cool! I like the vibe. I'm Bennett, leader of Benny's adventure team. Any chance we could team up? Please?
Well. I was getting pessimistic, thinking we'd have to go all the way to a 5-star at soft or even hard pity. But then, we got Bennett. Wonderful. I was certain I was going to get a weapon too. I thought that was the rule, 2 characters always followed by a weapon. At least that was my experience. Ah, thrilling tales. Definitely going to need to R5 one of those. Well, we got Bennett. And I didn't completely zero out my savings to get him either. Well then. Got 4 characters. Okay. Do I have a bit sparse on resources? But I do have enough to ascend him. Yep, that's as far as we're gonna get him right this second. Let's see, what do we have to give him? I've been building the Iron Sting. So, I think I'll give... Let's see... I'll actually trade Iron Sting off Bennett for Actually, no, Iron Sting stays on Bennett. Yeah, because the Sword of Ascension has a unique effect only for the Traveler. That extra 66 attack. So yeah, Bennett with Iron Sting for now. Building him. Let's see what they suggest. Yep, we'll go with that. I'll fine-tune it a bit later on.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
And let us swap out Barbara for Bennett.
You want me on your team?
I do indeed. And thanks to this, we now have Pyro Resonance. So 25% bonus to attack, alongside Sprawling Greenery. Extra heal Elemental Mastery. Well, okay then. I was very disappointed to get 2 copies of Xinyan, but considering that I always got her with a second 4-star next to her, I can't say that went all that badly for me. Especially considering just how limited our resources actually are on this account. As I'll reiterate, no Welcome Blessing, no Battle Pass, and no crystal top-ups either. Completely free to play on this account. Which is precisely why I was reluctant to wish on these banners, because I was very worried about getting several copies of Xinyan. And never intending on building her. I have her on my main account too, and never built her and probably never will. But like I said, got Kachina and Ningguang, as well as the Rust Bow. Though, Rust could be very useful for someone like Tartaglia, but not so for Tighnari. Tighnari does mostly charge shots, though the Rust would be suboptimal for him. Matter of fact, who would it be good for in our current arsenal? Macaulay or Amber, I guess. Come to think of it, we don't even have that many archers, do we? Aber, Kale, and Tainari only. So if I ever needed to put it on someone, it would probably go to Kale. But for Kale I have the Favonius Warbow, which would definitely be more useful since her burst is far more valuable. So, quite unfortunately, the Favonius is definitely the better tool for us. So yeah, I wouldn't really be all that pleased with the rust either. But, again, we got it alongside 2 other 4-stars, so I can't be all that unhappy about it. And we actually got Bennett. So now I have one of the best healers and buffers in the game. We'll see if I can get Knitch when he comes around. We'll see. We'll be hoarding wishes again until then. But I was simply getting tired of Barbara just not quite meeting what I was hoping she would. But all of this wishing business aside, back to business. Call of the Abyss. The ominous temptations of the Abyss lure the brave and the foolish alike. No matter the fate that has brought you hither, know that a new thread of fate is already being woven. Very ominous. So, let's begin, shall we?
There are signs of treasure hoarder activity here. They must have come to these ruins. Let's go deeper inside. Pirate sure hopes Ganyu's information is reliable. There aren't many guards here.
And all we have left are
Looks
minor
like the plan to
hilly
draw away the Abyss
churls.
Order's forces really worked.
Let's light it up!
Nice and spicy.
Reflecting on it, Xinyan and Kachina being the other.
More signs that a treasure hoarder was here. This should be the right direction. But why does it feel stranger and stranger as we make it deeper into these ruins?
Right behind us, you say? Probably a fair ways behind us. As I was saying, Kachina we're going to get for free when we reach Natlan. And I don't want any more of Xinyan. So, getting Bennett is precisely what makes wishing on this banner tempting. But also somewhat uncomfortable. But I would say it worked out well enough. After all, we could have not got Bennett at all. Ooh, that's a long fall. Let's see if it was the right move to go down here. It's all spiky and unpleasant after all. Well, I haven't died, and haven't been kicked back anywhere. I dare say I chose correctly. Someone's here.
This looks like a person. Could it be the Grand Thief? Why is he in that position? Is he praying
A
to
statue
something?
of the Seven that's been inverted.
That's...
And there's some sort of power about it, which doesn't look to be animo-related.
Why is the statue of the Seven hanging upside down? And the statue's hands... Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right? But this statue is holding... What is that? Paimon has a really bad feeling about this. And the Grand Thief hasn't moved an inch. Do you think he's... Hello? Are you okay, mister?
How did he die?
He's dead. Paimon doesn't feel so good.
We don't...
Let's
Oh,
get out of here, and fast! We should report back to Ganyu and Lon.
ooh, and I took a chunk of damage right when that started.
We can't stay here! Quick, run!
Nope, more bubble traps. Let's see if we can get by. Unless they drop one on our head, I think we've made it. Nope. And what are you?
You cannot spy on the secrets of the Abyss. You have come here. You have seen our secrets. For this, you must pay the price.
Ah. So you were the
As a
one that
herald,
Daneslave was
I
hunting
will mete out your
before.
punishment.
The one Dane spoke of, yes.
An Abyss Herald?
Daneslave. Oh, I thought you were just a couple of pests that stumbled in here by mistake. So, you are with Daneslave, that constant annoyance in our affairs. Did he send you here to die? His resistance against the Abyss has gone nowhere for a long time. There is nothing you can do to change the tide.
So you say.
The Abyss is unstoppable.
What is this power?
Ooh,
I've never seen it before!
that took a hefty chunk out of Shanling. Ooh.
One with the force.
It's a roar!
How?
This power, it seems familiar. I see. So it's you. You are the one.
You're leaving?
In that case,
And just like that,
I
he's
shall
gone.
stay here no longer.
What a tough battle! Are you okay?
Daneslave had an idea.
Who knew the
It's
Abyss
probably
Order of
why he
monsters this
pursued the
powerful among them.
Herald. But more than that, it seemed to know me. Nothing. Let's just get out of here. There's no time to discuss it
What are
now.
you thinking about? Oh, right, yeah. We're near the exit now. Let's get out of this scary
There aren't
place
all that many
before
things
something
that
even more
could be
dangerous
more
shows up.
dangerous. Though there are a few. Ah.
Hey, it's Dane!
Judging by your expression, it seems you just
I
experienced
did at
something
that.
quite strange.
And I'm thinking you might have a few answers to help explain it.
Could it be that you encountered an Abyss Herald in those ruins?
Huh?
Doubtless he was pursuing this Herald.
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. I didn't expect to find you here as well.
Actually, the Abyss Herald wasn't all we encountered. There was something even stranger in the ruins.
An inverted statue of the Seven, holding abyssal power in its hands. No, I have never seen such a thing during my time fighting the Abyss, though I have had my suspicions. Tell me the rest of what happened in there. So you escaped the ruin depths filled with abyssal power, and then?
And then, as we got close to the exit, an Abyss Herald suddenly appeared and blocked our way! We fought a big battle with that thing. Maybe it hasn't gotten too far yet.
Yes, this is a rare opportunity indeed. Come, let's catch up to it.
Very well.
Let's go! A rare opportunity? With Dane helping out, maybe we'll be able to solve more mysteries about the Abyss.
Oh, looks like you went a fair distance. And we took a bit of damage. I was wondering why I wasn't able to shift from Bennett. Oh well. On the one hand, dunking yourself in water removes the pyro effect, the burning. But on the flip side, it also does a fair chunk of damage. With Vaporize.
Nice and spicy.
Can't see? Keep up. Smells like something good is inside.
Now that I've had time to ponder it, let's have a gander at exactly what the set is. Ah, double energy recharge, not bad. I'll have to work on actually building artifacts, but it's a beginning. Now, let's see how we may swiftly reunite with Dane. Oh, there he is. And there's Abyss Mage. 2 of them.
Keep up. And shroud.
Everybody stand back!
Scatter!
Let's light it up!
Those abyss mages just now. Were they trying to ambush us?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of value.
Oh, is that so? The Traveler here seems to like doing that a lot, too. Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits, you know, that kind of stuff.
They are important materials. But why would the Abyss Mages be looking for such things?
They wouldn't be searching for such ordinary objects. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because Abyss Mages often come out from that ruin to explore. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain valuable object to take back to the ruins. However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
Yes, Master D-Luke's done that before, and gotten quite the results.
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the Abyss, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance to the entire Abyss Order. One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these Abyss Mages likely fear something else, much more than they do a painful interrogation.
They fear something, you say?
Paimon is getting goosebumps thinking about all of this.
All right, we shouldn't waste too much time here. Let's continue our search.
Very well, then. Let's see, 200 meters. Oh, probably fastest. Just to go by ground. I don't think I have a fast travel point closer than this. Ah, there's another one. Nope, another two. Oh, and they woke it up. Oh, that's just wonderful.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
You're toast!
And Shroud! I hear everything!
Nope, enough of you.
Stand back!
Propagate!
Let's light it up!
Oop.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Okay.
Wow, besides the Abyss Order, Ruin Guards sure are active around here. Seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of Ruin Guards roaming around too. Is that just a coincidence? Or...
There seems to be a connection between them.
There are no coincidences in the world. Everything is the fruit of seeds planted long ago. Just like your appearance in that tavern, time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout.
But I only heard about you by chance. Or are you saying that you were seeking me out? That you contrived our meeting?
Forget it. Just some needless musings. The connection between the Abyss Order and the Ruin Guards is by no means incidental. Rather, they are both branches that have grown out and up from the same roots below.
branches? Roots? What do you mean exactly?
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years ago. Khaenri'ah.
Huh? Khaenri'ah? Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over from after the destruction of that nation? Oh, speaking of Conria, that's really a super ancient name. Oh, right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here. A long time ago, the nation of Conria was...
I have heard tell of Conria.
Huh?
Because I have memories of Conria.
You have memories of being there. But that nation was destroyed 500 years ago.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, so I shall not pry into yours. But, if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Conria you saw, what was it like?
Apparently, a whole bunch of meandering thoughts. The person who woke me up.
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your sister from within that meteorite.
It seems your sister woke up first. But the question is, how long before you?
And then your sister told you that the destruction of Conria plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Tevat?
The destruction of Conria? She said that?
Apparently she did.
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 500 years ago. It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your sister must have understood this world better than you did, because she woke up first.
And it was shortly after that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path, so you couldn't escape.
Oh, Paimon knows this part really well.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Conria. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Tevat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war that ended Conria. Am I right?
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been flipping through all sorts of books during our adventure these past few months. Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around Mondstadt and Liyue, but you told Paimon they were useless. So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria, so you could find your sister?
It's the second most promising lead, after looking for the 7. And it's been hard enough with only having a name to go on.
Oh, yeah! You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I probably know more about Conria than both of you. Conria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them, but because it never had a god to begin with. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented, flourishing, and glorious civilization. It was the pride of humankind.
A nation without a god?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed by gods.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Conria. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed removed from the garden of the gods.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
A horrible end to Canria, then, if this is true. And what a dangerous place this is. I need to hurry up and find my sister and leave before we too are destroyed for our pride, whether it be true or only in seeming.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits.
The next time I see Venti or Zhongli, I'll have to have words with them about this.
Let's keep moving. I will tell you more of what you want to know as we continue our search.
Leading me on, are you? Okay. We'll see what the terrain in between us and our objective looks like. As otherwise, if it's all mountainy, then it might be worthwhile fast traveling elsewhere. Though it seems we are relatively lucky. And there's only a handful of rock walls to climb on the way. So yes, quite the interesting little aside we just had. I'd forgotten that the traveler actually remembered Canria. So, has the traveler actually been wandering the world for 500 years? Or... well, I'm wondering... so they awoke in Canria, and then fled. Or attempted, anyway, to flee.
Keep up.
No, I didn't mean to awaken the Pyro Abyss Mage.
Can't see? Scatter!
Nice and spicy.
This isn't going to end well. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a problem.
Spring forth! One with the forest. So,
Dendro doesn't do very well against
uproot you.
Pyro.
Boba, get them!
Let's light it up!
But it can break him eventually. Okay.
Nice and spicy.
propagate! Is this an answer from this world?
So, the traveler awoke in Canria, and then attempted to flee only to be captured by the unknown god. Makes me wonder, was there a lapse in time after the encounter with the unknown god? And if so, how great was that lapse? Oh,
Keep up.
have to go higher up, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Over there! It's more ruin guards and abyss mages. Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have a lot of ruins that needed to be guarded?
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago. These Ruin Guards were known as field tillers by the people of Canria.
Field tillers? What a strange name.
These metal monstrosities were farming equipment.
It's not like you think. Field Tiller was just a code name. The people of Conria like to give code names to their weapons. The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the Field Tiller came about.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very positive interpretation.
After the destruction of Conria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Teyvat. Perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time, they found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
Well, that sounds so sad.
Wandering aimlessly for 500 years. It seems we should put an end to their suffering.
Once you understand more, those details won't mean much to you.
Really?
But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose. So destroy them all.
How cold of you, Dane.
Scatter!
Out of the frying pan.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Hey, got it!
Run with the forest. Let's nip that in the bud.
Yeah, naturally. Right after I take Barbara out of the equation, I find reason to want her on the team.
Can't see? Propagate!
Everybody stand back! Boba, get them!
Keep up and shroud!
Because Hydro would definitely make this easier.
I'll uproot you!
Nice and spicy! You're
I find myself wanting to add Mualani to the team again. Ay ay.
Huh? This abyss maze dropped a talisman. Could it be a communication of some kind?
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be carrying it? Perhaps it really does contain information about their operation.
But Paimon can't read the writing on it. Is that the script of Conria?
Engulf the faith of an enemy in flame, and bring glory to Her Highness the Princess.
What? Is that what it says?
Loom of Fate initial operation. The Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The keyword here is Loom of Fate. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting preliminary tests.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate-weaving machine?
The Abyss Mage came from those ruins. Is it related to the inverted statue, perhaps?
From the horrible feeling Paimon's been getting, those eerie ruins are super likely to be related to this fate-weaving operation. So, Dane, what message does this talisman contain?
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation. But some parts are difficult to understand.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
Not
The
him
Overlord of
again.
the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean?
We weren't able to destroy it. It was crushed by the Jade Chamber, but Rex Lapis himself could not end that monster forever.
What do they want with Osile?
Could it be the same as with Dvalin? To take him and turn him against the world?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror incident. Though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further. They won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
Is that even possible? So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
An interesting idea. I wonder what Osile would think of it, however.
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Though, of course, the accuracy of that understanding itself is difficult to judge. Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. Despite being far from human, they seek out this lost human civilization quite persistently. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osile's limbs to construct a mechanized god. And the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field tiller.
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special eye, right?
It would seem so.
They haven't found it yet. We still have time. So let's find the eye before they do.
This whole thing keeps getting more complicated. But basically, it all has to do with that eerie Statue of the Seven we saw, right?
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in the hands of the defiled statue, thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Celestia and the Divine Thrones. They certainly do have high ambitions, now don't they?
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't holding back with this plan. Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information about the statue as the starting point for our investigation?
That statue seemed to be of the Animo Archon.
Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around. Maybe we'll learn something.
The cathedral.
Huh? What's the matter, Dane?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
I suspect that Dane isn't so fond of the idea of entering a holy place devoted to one of the Seven. But well, he doesn't have much of a say in this matter. Not now. So, see you all when we reach Mondstadt. Alright, we've arrived in Mondstadt. I'm relatively close to the cathedral, so let's head in. Let's see. Let's make it daylight for this visit. Sordid enough bringing Dane to a church, but to bring him in the middle of the night also seems a bit excessively grim to me. There we go.
A huge statue, a grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly spent a great deal of resources and energy to construct them.
That they did. They love their god.
But how aware of this was the Animo Archon on receiving this gift? And how much did he give back in return?
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though, does it?
Perhaps not, but we must bear in mind that Venti is real. He exists as the Animo Archon. The gods in Tivat are real. So, they are kind of obliged to act the part of benevolent deities. At least, I would hold them to such.
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say anything bad about the Animo Archon! And actually, the Animo Archon is... never mind!
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral. I'll leave you two to mingle with the sisters.
Huh?
Aren't you curious about what a church devoted to the Animo Archon is like?
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs with their utmost trust. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious.
Because they don't know you.
Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time. When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is never pretty. I have never received the favor of the gods in the past. I don't see any reason I would need it now, or in the future either. That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the Abyss Order continues to act.
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and ask around.
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defiled statue inside the cathedral. The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue, but if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only ruin whatever element of surprise we may have. Also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss usually doesn't end well for anyone.
That might be true. But still... then again, I suppose, worst case scenario, the church would launch a crusade. An effort to recover the statue of the Barbados. And that could go very badly. Let's see, so where is Barbara? Ah, there she is.
Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? Do you need anything today? But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige. It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion.
And the longer that stays true, the better. Because I will have to drag Venti here to personally apologize to Barbara when she does figure out what happened.
Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something. Barbara, have you heard about the first field tiller? What's that? Field tiller. What does it do? Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question. Has the church ever lost a statue of the Seven? Huh? You're here to ask about that old story? Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago, barely anyone mentions it nowadays. A long time ago, there was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared one night without a trace. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it, but it was never found. In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven.
Of course!
Of course?
Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Paimon means any other strange stories? Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside, it's for your own good.
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records. Oh, the Tyrant's Final Fury? No, that's from another time. Probably unrelated.
The Tyrant's Final Fury?
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed Old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair. Many, many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached Old Mondstadt.
Balls of fire raining from the sky? How terrifying!
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the Tyrant's Final Fury. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. It just gradually ceased on its own.
A strange tale indeed. Perhaps it bears some investigation.
Right. Later, the theory of the Tyrant's Final Fury became less probable in the eyes of the Church. Common reasoning dictates that the God of Storms wouldn't shoot fireballs. Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just can't think of any other strange incidents that might be.
It's okay. Thanks anyway!
There's that pointless word, thank you, again. I can never get used to hearing it.
Oh, Rosaria, it's you.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Wasn't that the Abyss Order? They're at it again?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the wolves. Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? As for what purpose, I can't say for certain. Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Don't worry, Barbara. I will lend my aid as well.
Right! We'll go give Master Jean a hand!
Oh, okay. If the honorary knight will be there, then... But please, everyone, be careful. May the Animal Archon protect you all.
Thank you. Though I would be a bit more assured if Venti himself actually came forward to offer his aid. He is entirely able to do that, after all. It's only laziness that stops him. Or else he's drunk. In which case he wouldn't be all that helpful, I suppose. And here you are, Dane, skulking around.
I see. Has the Abyss Order already launched a new operation? This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue. We should go as well.
But what is the Abyss Order going to Wolvendom Are they looking to do the same as they did with Dvalin? Not again!
No, that's not likely. Unlike Osial, who was just suppressed, Andrias died long ago. Today, it is just his spirit that stands guard over Wolvendom. The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andrias in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
Yes, I thought it was something like that. I had forgotten the exact details about Andrias. But now, I have to go deal with the Abyss. Now that they intend to defile the dead as well as the living. And time gets away from us yet again. A nice view of Dragonspine from here. It's going to be a long while before we cover that ground. I'll want to have a very well-built team. And more than one Pyro character to help out with it. On the subject of Pyro... We said that Barbara wouldn't be accompanying us, but... Oh, damn it.
Propagate!
Yeah.
And shroud! I'll uproot you!
A nice way to blind me with a bush.
The Abyss Order!
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
Okay, that is annoying.
Propagate!
I can break his shield, but not very easily. Not with Pyro and Dendro units.
Can't see?
Particularly if he puts himself right next to a cliff.
I hear everything!
Because in that case, I run into the problem
Germinate!
of Tainari's
One
arrows
with the forest!
hitting obstacles and being wasted. Wrong one.
And shroud! Propagate!
And this is precisely why correct elemental matchups are so important. This Abyss Mage would have been a pushover if I had Hydro on the team. But because I didn't, he was a massive pain.
There sure are a lot of enemies around here.
A bit like a mace to the face, I almost said.
The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are. Fits the Abyss Order's style.
We should hurry and find Lupus Boreas.
Yeah, let's go!
I'm not going any further.
Oh?
Huh? Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
I don't believe that's it, Paimon.
It has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a servant of the Seven. I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire any interaction with him. Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable.
You really despise the Seven, don't you?
There's nothing special about gods anyway. It's just my opinion, but a word of advice. Always be on your guard when around gods. You shouldn't place too much trust in them. But at the same time, don't go too far in the opposite direction. Don't go trying to overthrow them or hunt them down, even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them. That's some awkward advice. Does Dane hate the Seven, or is he protecting them?
I would argue that his position is not contradictory. He is not their friend, but being their enemy is a dangerous undertaking. So we must walk carefully, lightly around them. And besides, if you slew one of the 7, then the heavenly principles of Celestia might become involved. And that would spell doom for virtually anyone, the Traveler and Daneslave included. After all, it was one of the heavenly principles that captured Lumine. And did, well, only the heavenly principles know what to her. So I would hate to think what would happen if we roused their ire again.
Lest I repeat the failings of my forebears, I will tell you one final fact.
Huh? What fact?
The destruction of the nation of Canria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the 7. Well, enough chit-chat. We should get back to business. I will go take care of the remaining Abyss Order members in the area. Try and keep your visit with Boreas brief. Afterward, let's meet at the entrance to Wolvendom.
Up, there he goes. What a strange man.
I can kind of see where he's coming from. I will say, thus far, the gods we've met have been decent people. Zhongli Rexalapis kept all of his promises and brought leeway to prosperity for thousands of years. As for Venti, he helped overthrow the evil rulers of Old Mondstadt and granted New Mondstadt freedom, never imposing his own will upon them, both for good and for ill. Neither one I would consider evil. But, well, there are gray aspects to both of them. Rex Lapis has doffed the mantle of the Lord of Geo, and now allows his people to govern themselves. And that is not necessarily for the good, either. As for Venti, one might argue that his recalcitrance has caused many evils to spring up. Evil which he might have prevented if he had been more active. Again, it isn't exactly black and white, is it?
Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against unfamiliar gods. At the Rite of Dissension in Liyue, your decision was very similar to what Dane would do.
When there's a lack of trust, it's best to just avoid the situation entirely.
Not the easiest situation.
Honorary Knight, Paimon, what are you two doing here?
Oh, Master Jean! So glad we found you. Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the Abyss Order, so we came to help.
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. They have surrounded Wolvendom. I am preparing to send out some knights to fight back. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not see you. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is going after Boreas. But the Abyss Order and Boreas... what is the connection between them?
They just like to cause trouble. Do they really need a reason? The Abyss Order already went after Dvalin. It's not too surprising that they would also go after another one of the Animal Archon's buddies.
That is true. Regardless, whether the reason behind the present threat is clear or not, I will handle the situation. Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas is in any danger. This god's spirit... he does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you are also the one to meet him this time.
I will do as you ask. And yes, we have encountered Boreas once before.
Okay, be careful. Thank you for your help, Honorary Knight of Favonius.
Okay, so... I think I'll leave Bennett on the team for the moment. But if I spot another Pyro Abyss Mage, I will be switching him out. For Barbara, specifically. Because trying to break a Pyro shield with my current loadout is rather painful. Well, you just had to miss it, didn't you? Yes, I was hoping to catch the explosive in Aether's elemental skill, but it simply did not pan out that way. Ay ay.
Keep up.
Now for a lengthy run into Wolvendom, into the very heart of Wolvendom at that. If only we had a Claymore unit, I'd be able to very quickly gather up some of those... some of the ore there, but oh well.
Keep up.
Oh dear. That's not good. Boreas is in trouble.
Look! Over there, it's Razor! And the Abyss...
You, not welcome here!
So, the wolf's wretched spirit likes to raise wild pups now. You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled since your days of godly glory. If you serve us, we can restore your divine powers you once held in the past. Lies. Lies.
What the heck is this ceremony? He looks like he's in a lot of pain. Oh no, is this the same thing they did to corrupt Dvalin's mind?
Wolves never surrender! But this can't go on.
Time for another round with the Abyss Herald.
No matter how many times you resist us, your efforts are all in vain.
We shall see, Herald.
Here! Spring forth!
Eat this!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Wrong order now that I look at it.
All life will perish.
Yeah, and Shroud!
I should definitely have done Bennett first.
Grant me new life. The end is nigh.
Nice and spicy.
Let's light it up!
Let's nip that in the bud.
Fortunately, Dendro works very well on Hydro shields.
The abyss shall rise once again.
Yeah. Scatter! Yeah.
Little blighters are really killing the mood here.
I'm going in!
We'll do this just to heal up Tainari a bit.
Can't see?
The ceremony was interrupted. How fortunate for you. How does an old spirit have such determined will? No matter. This is but a small unforeseen variable. Our grand scheme will not be affected.
It disappeared again!
always turns to flight when things do not go their way. Well, at least we stopped it in time.
Thank you. You came. Just in time.
Human Lupercal, I am ashamed that you must see me in my present state. But still, the Abyss Herald underestimated my strength.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial, but scary outsider, not respect trial rules. I too didn't see the trap.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging him in a trial?
I suppose that's what those bonfires were for. The ones we found earlier. They had abyssal spells set in them. I suppose now we know why. Fear not, Razor. We had no better idea of what they were doing than you did.
Thank you. In the future, my claws must get sharper. You smelled danger and came here?
No, we heard about the danger. Paimon's nose doesn't even know what danger smells like. Besides coming to help, we actually have something to ask you about too. Excuse us, Mr. Wolf God. Do you know anything about the first field tiller?
I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this field tiller is. Though there was indeed one human-made machine that I can never forget. It entered into my proving ground by accident, and I mistook it for a challenger. But it could not think, only fight. It was designed as a pure killing machine from top to bottom. I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks. Before it fell to the ground, it fled the proving ground.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Could it shoot missiles by any chance?
Missiles? I do not know this strange word. As I said, I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. It could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs. Although no match for a god, it was stronger than even many who wield visions.
Fireballs? Hey, didn't we hear this somewhere else recently as well?
The old tyrant's fury.
Anyway, this pretty much proves that the first field tiller came to Mondstadt, doesn't it?
More or less.
It sounds like the first one was way stronger than the mass-produced ruin guards that came after. But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while fighting the Wolf of the North.
Don't know, but did we help?
Yes, you were a big help. Thanks. We need to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking. You two be careful.
Yes, I smell more danger. Bigger danger. You too, also be careful.
Well, there was some good intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane.
A soul set apart now begins. We're in for a long haul, aren't we? Yep. And fastest way to get back is simply to teleport there. Alright, Dane. Oh. Huh. Let's hope that doesn't persist. With all the dialogue here.
I saw her, but purposely avoided her. As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservations towards me. If I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the object of one of her investigations. But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss forces, but wasn't able to gather any information. Did you have more success?
Yes, after a manner of speaking.
I see. Well then, we can more or less figure out where the first field tiller ended up.
Huh? Really? Just from the Lupus Boreas story?
That information combined with a more comprehensive analysis. For example, the old story you told me you heard in the cathedral.
The tyrant's final fury.
Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister, long mistaken to be a curse rained down by a deceased tyrant.
Actually, Barbara's the deaconess.
Ah, Paimon gets it! So the tyrant's final fury was really just missiles fired from the field tiller after it ran from Wolvendom. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt and stayed there. Then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would fire a ton of missiles at them, until one day it finally broke down for good, and the fireballs stopped raining from the sky. Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they came to interpret it as the tyrant's final fury.
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area.
No need. I've already found the ruin guard there.
What do you mean?
I remember.
You mean... Oh, Paimon remembers too! We saw that abandoned ruin guard sitting atop the tower when we went there before. Can't forget something like that.
Alright. So, back to the very pinnacle of Storm Terror's lair. Once again, much faster to simply teleport there. And thankfully, we have a spot that'll take us straight to where we need to go. Yep.
Yeah.
A little awkward getting down past the wind current. But oh well.
This is it, right? Okay then, use your elemental sight to look for the eye. Ooh, so what did you see?
I don't see anything glowing.
Huh? Nothing? Oh, but Paimon was so excited! What's going on? Are you sure you did it right?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not powered by the elements. Let me give it a try. And done.
Wow! It's
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The eye of the first field tiller. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype, its combat capability was unrestricted.
Prototype? Oh, Paimon doesn't know that word. Is it another ancient term from Conria?
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the defiled statue, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you have a mechanized god. And this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
The Abyss Order must be stopped then. We don't know any reason to allow them to destroy Celestia. But we shall see how long that remains true. There must be some reason the Abyss is so intent on it.
Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
Hide it somewhere no one will find it.
No. I'll guard it myself.
Huh? You? Dane? You won't go and do anything crazy with it, will you?
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands. No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well, you know I don't trust them.
Oh, right.
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue.
By doing what exactly?
We can't have the church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean by take care of it, naturally I mean to completely destroy it.
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven! As well as being a really important cultural relic, they're actually divine too! Well, good thing we didn't tell Barbara earlier. Otherwise she'd be going completely bonkers right now!
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs to them? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue. If we are lucky, we will also run into that Abyss Herald. I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
It certainly sounds like it would not be a stroke of good fortune for the Herald to meet you again. Well, off we go, I suppose. And this time we do have a closer fast travel point. Though we are still a fair distance from the ruin from here. Yes, the problem is, we do not know Dane, not truly. Nor do we know very much about the Abyss apart from what he tells us. And apart from what we see with the Hilichurls and their mages. Call of the Abyss. The ominous temptations of the Abyss lure the brave and the foolish alike. No matter the fate that has brought you hither, know that a new thread of fate is already being woven. That is what I'm worried about, yes. Oh yes, alas, we can't really trust Dane, or what he tells us.
So after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in.
I'm afraid so.
Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Tibet. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue, we just need to follow the path we used to escape.
Follow the path we used to escape last time, you were going to say? Okay, we're gonna have to be careful. Ooh, no, 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 no. Damn. Yep, I'm going to burn out Tainari's health at this rate. Oh, no. Almost fell off again. Oh, and I timed it wrong again. And I can't... Actually, can I access my bag? Oh good, I can. So in that case, let's eat a little. We're getting a bit low on health at the moment.
Benny's
I'd
adventure.
rather not die just because of this. Yep. And I didn't look where I was going. Okay. Let's go straight here this time. Oh, treasure chest. Ooh, and I just have enough room not to be caught. Ooh, and we're back here already.
Looks like we're here. An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. I understand the evil aura you were describing earlier.
Oh, such a scary place.
Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue. The Abyss Herald. It's here.
You sense correctly. You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainslif, enemy of the Abyss. I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed, perhaps from your darkest nightmares, unless... Oh, and something far more dangerous. You reek of a corruption familiar to me. Then we are the same. We're both dangerous. But dangers from outside of the Abyss Order must be caught and caged.
It is your words that forever reek of corruption. Time to silence you!
And so we begin again.
And trap the Abyss!
At the frying pan.
Oh, and Pyro Abyss Mage.
Scatter!
Nice and spicy.
All life will perish.
Can't see?
Everybody stand back! Let's light it up!
Propagate!
Let's see if killing the Herald will be enough. Oop. Running away again. Lumine.
Princess.
Hey! Could that be?
Lumine.
Ether.
I finally found you. Let's get out of here It's too dangerous to stay.
Wait! She just blocked an attack against the Abyss Herald! Your sister and the Abyss?
Ether, why are you with Dane?
What? You're asking about Dane? Why are you with the Herald?
Uh-huh?
We've been separated for so long. Why are you asking about something that doesn't matter?
Your sister knows Dane?
Lumine, we meet again.
What's going on here? Dane knows her too?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Lumine.
Hold on a second. This doesn't make sense, Lumine.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop the Abyss. That man, Dainsleif, was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of Conria. A curse of immortality was laid upon him to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into monsters of the Abyss.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same Conria that was destroyed 500 years ago? And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but is actually the people of Conria themselves? And the whole thing about Dane being your enemy... Paimon's so confused.
Come with me, Lumine. Let's go home.
Home. Yes, of course. Home is wherever we are together. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with Destiny will see no end.
Destiny? Why?
Listen to me, Ether. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, brother. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Just too late. Just too late.
They left. Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information.
You're right, Paimon. There is hope, at least.
Uh-huh, that's right. At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right?
Once we get to Inazuma, we should keep that in mind as we look for more clues.
That's right. By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Did you understand it at all?
Unfortunately, the story is unclear. I simply don't know enough yet. And I was too preoccupied with Lumine's appearance besides.
Oh, well then, let's go over it again. First off, that Abyss Herald called your sister Princess. It seems like your sister is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to her. Still, we don't know for sure if she's the highest-ranking leader in the organization. Also, your sister said that she wants to engulf the thrones and go to war with Destiny. What the heck does that mean? Could it be that she wants to destroy the Seven and the Seven Nations? Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. This story is just plain terrifying. And Dane is from Conria too. He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago. But he didn't turn into a monster. And now he's fighting the Abyss Order. So that's why your sister said that Dane is her enemy, right?
So it seems.
But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemies with the Abyss Order now? Also, how come, after all this time we spent searching for your sister, it turns out she's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that?
We have many new questions, but few answers.
Yeah, you're right. Then we can't let ourselves get down about it now. Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. Time to leave this terrible dark place and get back to the surface where the sun shines bright. If your sister wants you to reach the end of your journey, well then, show her what you're made of. Come on, traveler, let's go.
We will be reunited, complete. And the next order of business is the path through the storm. We finally make our way to Inazuma. But first, we need to get out of this awful place. Yes, a great deal to chew on. The Hilichurls and the Abyss Order all hail from Conria, as do the Ruin Machines. My, what the mess we find ourselves in. And with Lumine embroiled in it, Ether, has no way to disentangle himself from it. Things are getting interesting again, aren't they? But I'm afraid we stop today's episode here. It has been a long one, after all. So, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do check out my Elden Ring Let's Play. And as always, have a good day.